Yo, what's going on YouTube, and welcome to Pokemon Art Academy. Yes, that's right, we are doing this. Not entirely sure what to expect, but hey, it's Pokemon, could be a lot of fun. I love Pokemon, and I used to do a fair bit of drawing, so hey, why not combine both of them? Now, just before we get started, give you a little bit of kind of back history, or backstory, or history, or however you want to say it. If you ever played back in 2009, there was a game released for Nintendo DS called Art Academy, and the idea of that was to teach you how to draw, how to shade, how to do different things like that. Obviously marketed kind of more so at the younger audience, but that's the purpose of it, and this is a spin-off of that very series. This game is developed by Headstrong Games and obviously published by Nintendo, and it has a Pokemon theme alongside the art stuff. The idea being that this will now teach you how to draw some of your favourite Pokemon characters. Largely it's going to be, well, from what I've experienced so far, I am quite early in the game. There's kind of a little sort of progression tree. You'll get to see it shortly. I kind of go through the first two drawings, but there's a little sort of progression tree. So first they give you a few lessons, they teach you the different kind of techniques for drawing. They introduce you to different pens, different things like that, different things like outliners, layers, colouring, different techniques and things like that you can all use to apply things. And obviously they get slightly more complicated as you go along. Initially you start out by drawing Pokemon heads, but I imagine that will then extend later on. I'm going to be playing this game over the weekend, so I will obviously give you updates and let you know how it gets more complicated and obviously the different things you can do. But for the time being, what you're seeing here, I've just kind of, there is a loose story that kind of like wraps up this whole game. It's not just sort of throwing you straight in to kind of paint by numbers and stuff. So what I'm currently doing is I've met the, as I like to call him, the Professor Oak of the Art Academy. He is the guy that's obviously going to kind of give me my ID card and run me through my first lessons and sort of teach me how to paint and how to draw. So, in true Pokemon fashion, you kind of get three choices at the beginning of the game, but instead of actually getting a Pokemon, this time I have to draw a Pokemon. So I chose to paint Froakie, I believe is his name. Forget the English names. Oh yeah, there we go, Froakie, it's on screen. Yeah, I chose the frog because everyone's going to choose Pikachu, and as cool as Pikachu is, I thought, you know what, let me do something different. But at this point now, this is the only part that annoyed me slightly, but I appreciate that it is kind of near the beginning of the game, so I guess it's going to change slightly later on. But at the moment, every single time you want to do something, you want to kind of paint, then it will give you a little kind of step-by-step instruction on how to paint. And obviously right now it's just showing me how to draw that shape, and then I have to do it myself. And this happens at every single thing. So right now I'm gonna fill in his mouth, his kind of the bulk of his body, and then afterwards he's gonna say, right, now let me show you how to draw the eyes. And then I have to watch him draw the eyes, and you know, repeat that and so forth. But obviously this is only the training. This is the very, very first thing you do. And initially they're going to kind of use this to sort of teach you, because right now you're using one basic pen just with different colours. Later on they introduce, as I said, like outliners and sort of like marker pens, and you can change the colour, the thickness, zoom in, do different things like that. There's also a layer system on this, which is actually pretty cool. You know, there's a lot more to it than just meets the eye. It's not just paint by numbers. You know, you don't just sort of jump in and say, hey, you know, fill in section number 2 with blue and whatnot, and kind of get to that. I mean, yeah, they have got an outline for you, but the fact that they've got layers, you know, I'm going to go very, very close to saying it's slightly complicated. Or, you know, slightly more advanced, should I say. At least, you know, the idea of having layers is when you want to start doing the outlines, you use an outliner, which always draws on the top layer, and then you can kind of make things look a lot better. Then obviously you can go underneath and colour it in, or messy, however you want. Get a rubber, clean it all up, and then suddenly you've got a really nice fancy drawing. So, that is the general premise of it. Now, I'm not entirely sure how many Pokemon in this that it will let you draw, because obviously there are many, many hundreds of Pokemon, so I've very much doubted all of them, but it did say obviously you can draw some of your favourite ones, so I imagine they'll get kind of the most popular Pokemon and let you draw them. They also do tend to kind of progress as you go along, so the harder ones or the slightly more complicated ones. So for example, you start off with something like Pikachu or Froakie, who are quite basic in that respect, and then one of the first levels you'll see shortly, I have to draw like slightly more complicated Pokemon, and when I say slightly more complicated, I mean it gets me to outline stuff, and it's got a few more colours than just blue, white and yellow. And then obviously it's got things that you need to zoom in on, like an open mouth, so you have to colour in teeth and tongues and stuff like that. So you know, you can kind of understand how it progresses slightly more. Obviously here's my rival, but unlike, you know, some of the rivals in the actual Pokemon games, I don't think I have anything to worry about, because my rival here is terrible at drawing. I'm sorry, but how did you even do that? How? Just get out of here. Anyway, so lesson complete. That is now the very first lesson all done. So at that point I can then save my drawing if I want to, and it mounts it on like a little Pokemon card, so I get to see this. That's definitely not the best drawing. I'm pretty sure I did better than that, but alas, there you go. That is my very first drawing. So if you get that in a booster pack, then you've got to be super, super lucky. That'll go for millions, I'll tell you. I'm like a Picasso of the Pokemon Art Academy. I will be like the ultimate gym leader. Anyway, sorry, I ramble on. At this point now, it then kind of goes back to the menu. It like unlocks different things, and you'll be able to see that I can now pick from, well, once the loading screen gets past. It will say that you unlock different things, and as and when you kind of go through more lessons, it unlocks further things. Also, the other thing that you can do is you can unlock a free draw mode. So once you've kind of gone through the lesson, and you've drawn, you followed your instructions, done all that kind of stuff like that, you can then obviously go back and do it in free draw. So then you can draw your favourite Pokemon anytime you want, and then you can obviously also improve your techniques, and then from there obviously save them and mount them on cards and do all that good stuff. And there we go. This is the content I was talking about. This is the kind of stuff that's unlocked now. So from here I can now click on there, and you can see within this lesson set there are 4 different Pokemon I can colour in. So for now I'm going to pick on Oshawott. I'm going to run through him and paint him. This is now what I spoke about before. This is the slightly more advanced one. They'll get me to kind of start off by using what do you call it? Outline pen, fine liner. That's it. Yeah. Start with that, you go around the edges. Cool thing about the fine liner as well is that, even if you draw it and your lines are slightly messy, when you take your pen off, it then kind of smooths it out slightly, so it does sort of, help you out a little bit. Because drawing with the stylus, while obviously it is still a pen, it does still seem to be a bit shaky, or maybe that's just my rubbish drawing, but either way, it never comes out as smooth as it does on screen. But that's your outline pen, so you go around doing that, and as it says here, outlines appear on the top layer, so you can obviously do all that, and then afterwards I'm going to fill it in with colour. There's not really a lot more I've got to add to it, to be honest, for the time being. I'm going to kind of let you watch out this last one. You can see my masterpiece in action and enjoy some of the music in the background. But if you want to see more of this game, then do let me know. Drop a comment down below. If only you picked this up, then tell me what you think about it. I am going to carry on playing this weekend. I want to sort of see, because I'm hoping once I get past the tutorials, it will kind of stop sort of holding my hand through everything, because what I do want to do is be able to kind of just jump in and start drawing myself, as opposed to having to be told step by step. But I imagine once I get through the training, that's what's going to happen. Anyway, I will do some more videos this weekend, so stay tuned for more of that. But if there's anything you want to see, or any particular Pokemon you want to see me draw, or anything like that, then yeah, let me know. Thanks for watching. As always, if you do enjoy this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, hit the like button, share, and also don't forget to subscribe for daily gaming videos. We are churning out loads and loads of videos lately, and the Destiny beta is not far away, so you want to keep it locked here because there is going to be plenty of content. So, thanks again for watching, enjoy the rest of this video, and peace out.